Hey everybody, welcome back to another Minecraft video. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm doing fantastic. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 15 more things to make you awesome in Minecraft. You guys really liked the first episode of this, so I figured I would do another one. Hopefully in today's video, I will have some things that'll help you learn to be a better player. If not, let me know which ones you knew or you didn't know in the comment section below as always. And if you want to see more of these types of videos, let me know. Other than that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on. Otherwise, here are 15 things to make you a better Minecraft player. Let's do it. Everybody knows that trading with villagers can be very tedious, especially if you have a lot of trading to do. But one thing to make the trading go just a little bit faster is when you approach your villagers and you need to trade for a lot of items. Click on what you want. Click on the item and then continuously hit the space bar. By doing this, you're going to, one, always have the item in your hand so the trade will go faster, but number two, you're going to be constantly refilling your emeralds. And it's a little secret that will make your trades just, go a little bit faster because, well, this is awful. It's really awful, but it's a very quick way to get the items that you need. Sometimes when we go caving, we find water caves. Now, these are kind of tricky without water breathing potions, or just in any situation where you find yourself running out of air, you can breathe underwater using something called the bucket method. So we're gonna go underwater and just let our bubbles run down for a minute. Now, all I'm gonna do is just continuously click my bucket and I will start to get my bubbles back. You can do this over and over again until you get your bubbles full health. Once you're done, you can kind of go on about your business until, run out again. So all you got to do is just continuously click. You can even, as long as you're facing a block, you're fine. And it's an easy way to explore underwater caves. Maybe you're looking for diamonds or something. But in general, it's just a easy way to sort of keep yourself alive in a clutch situation as well. Sometimes when you're in the Nether, it can be very hard to find fortresses and bastions. Well, one of the good things about these things in the Nether is that there's lots of entities there. So we can use that to our advantage to find them. So we know that it's there. But if I were to hit F3 and look at the highlighted area on the screen, this is your entity count in that direction. So right now we're at about 57 to 60. But if I were to turn off of that, it immediately drops. So what does that tell us? That means that when we have a spiked entity count in a direction that we are looking, we know that there's gonna probably be something there. Same thing works if you're like further away or behind the wall. Obviously we know it's there, but if I were wandering around the Nether and I was like, okay, well, there's 15 entities here, and then I turn and there's 70 entities in this direction, we know there's something there. And more specifically, if you are looking for like really specific like route to go, and thing that you can do to really help this out is turn your FOV all the way down. This is going to narrow your field of view and show the entities that are directly in front of your line of view there. So turning again, 50 entities in front of us, turning away, 54. So doing that is something that can like just really make your Nether navigation really easy. Sometimes when we're in Nether fortresses, things can get a little spicy. Those wither skeletons, they hit so hard. Well, if you're being chased by some and you're not really sure how to get out of the situation, if you're near, say, a pathway that looks similar to this, you can use this to your advantage. All you really need is a few blocks. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to release these guys. So I'm going to break this, run over here and place a few blocks down, jump up. Now, well, they were supposed to follow me. Oh, there we go. So now they're going to jump up and all you got to do is hit them off the edge. It's very simple. This could really save your life, especially if it's like early game and maybe you're trying to brew potions or something and those guys will follow you. It's so simple and so effective. So hopefully this will save your life one day because it has absolutely saved mine. The next technique that I am going to teach you is something called pearl hanging. This is a very fun technique and can be very, very useful. So let's imagine that where I'm looking, there's another portal or somewhere that I need to go, but I'm not really ready to go over there. And eventually I will want to go over there. And so rather than, taking time to bridge over there later, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw an ender pearl. So let's throw it just over this way. Let it fly for a minute. Pause the game. Once I feel the pearl has gone far enough, of course, then I'm going to go to my render distance and change it to the lowest possible setting, unloading that ender pearl, essentially hanging the pearl in the air. Now, as long as I don't go forward, I am free to move around. I can do whatever I need to. And eventually I'm going to want to go over there. So what I will do is just change my render distance. And voila, I have successfully pearl hanged. This is a very effective technique in single player worlds. Throw your pearl. This can save you from damage from mobs and stuff and can kind of get you out of a tight situation. So just keep that in mind. If you have a few extra pearls laying around and you want to do some cool stuff, throw it, change your render distance, and then change it back when you're ready to go. This next technique that I'm going to teach you is a little bit more advanced, but if I can learn it, you can learn it. So I'm going to teach you how to make an underwater nether portal. The first thing you need to know to do this is the correct formation of magma blocks. So you need to have sort of an L-shape corner piece. That's kind of the best way to describe it. So let's go ahead and get started. Now go ahead and break one of these blocks out. It doesn't matter which. I'm going to break this one, and then I'm going to place a door down in front of me so that I can stand inside of it. Now in front of you, you're going to have two magma blocks. In front of those blocks, place doors down. That magma block that you collected, place that on top of the block in front of you. Now go ahead and break the block underneath, just like that. So you're gonna have some lava underneath of here. The first block that you want to grab is just directly in front of you. Place that to your right. Then underneath of this magma block, grab the lava. One block over there. So we're kind of starting to build our rough portal frame. Now, you don't want to touch any of the other blocks underneath of you. So you kind of want to reach out a little bit further and grab blocks from the back. Now I'm going to shift and at the top of the door, just place another block down, doing the same thing. So we kind of have built a rough portal frame. Now we're going to go ahead and just mine all these blocks out of here. There we try to. Okay, we tried to. There we go. Now the portal is not 100% yet, but what we can do is place a block here, and then we want to fill the room in so that the water will go away. So sometimes you will get some spaces that need to be finished extra. So for this example, you just mine that out, place your lava down, then you've got an empty bucket, grab the water. It's very simple stuff, and there you go. You have an underwater nether portal. It is kind of complicated to learn, and if you really want to master this, you're going to need to practice it. It took me a little while to get used to doing it when I was speedrunning, but it can be very helpful. So enjoy your underwater portal. So one thing that might be very helpful for you to know, early game, Minecraft can be hard. Sometimes you fall into lava, but you know what? You can save yourself. In Minecraft, when you load into a world, you get just a slight bit of resistance and you don't take any damage. So if you happen to fall into lava and maybe you have some iron armor on like I do in this situation, all you got to do is simply move forward a little bit, leave the game, come back into the game, move forward a little bit more. The second that you start taking damage, obviously sign out, but you can do this over and over again till you get yourself to safety. One of the best foods in Minecraft that you have never used before is suspicious stew. Suspicious stew with the proper flours can be super overpowered. It's actually kind of incredible. So one of the ones that I want to introduce you to is the alum flour. This one is not as good, but it can give you fire resistance. So if I were to drink this, huzzah, fire resistance. Doesn't last very long, but in a clutch, it might be helpful. But the next suspicious stew is a very good one. let's say that you play hardcore Minecraft, and a lot of times people that play hardcore like to play without health regen. That's called ultra hardcore. And the Oxide Daisy in that game mode is going to be your best friend. Why? Because it gives you regeneration. Yes, like 2.5 seconds of regeneration. You can recover roughly 2 hearts with that, and it's fantastic. But that's not even the best one. Now, let's talk about the best one. And the best one is the dandelion stew. Why is it the best? Because it gives saturation. But it doesn't just give saturation, it gives saturation. And there's a difference. So I've been running around for a while and I'm down 5, 6 like little hunger bars now. And let's eat our dandelion suspicious stew, shall we? How freaking cool is that, right? So the suspicious stew for dandelions gives saturation, and it gives roughly 3 seconds, but I think it can fill up to about 9 hunches, which is just cool looking in like first place, but like just amazing in terms of like, okay, well, now you're not hungry anymore. So this next one is probably a little bit more well known, but I'm going to teach you how to use a map in Minecraft because it's actually really, really simple. So to figure out how to use the map, first, just open it. Now, when I'm looking at this is a representation of me looking north, right? So hit F3, I'll highlight it on the screen for you. That's north, right? So from there, all we got to do is just go forward. Normally, it's kind of like hunt and peck if you're not really sure how to use them. And if for some reason your treasure map or whatever you're looking for is south instead of north, things are just a little bit reversed. So, you know, while not the most fancy thing in the world, it does make your life just a little bit more easier to figure out. And, you know, they always make these so obvious, right? Like I thought it was right there. Anyways, that's how you use a map. Enjoy. Another one that I want to talk about, and obviously probably a pretty common one that people know, but I think is overlooked a lot. During early game Minecraft, food can be pretty hard to come by. A lot of times we farm and, you know, get food from villagers and bread, but there is an easier way. Just come to the Nether. If you are lucky enough to have a soul sand valley nearby, you can get all the bone meal that you will ever need. You can grow carrots or, you know, any food that you want because you'll have literally endless bone meal. There's so much here. So, and like I said, I know that is kind of an obvious one, right? But like sometimes we really just overlook things like this, and I think it's important to mention it. So, bone meal and FaZe clan apparently. So, as a lot of you know, I have been going for a netherite beacon on Hermitcraft. Now, I have roughly 50% of the beacon finished, and I want to show you what I feel is my favorite technique for finding ancient debris. Now, a lot of people will say different things, like you should mine, you should use TNT. And personally, this method works best for me. It may not work best for you. I have the resources to make a lot of TNT, but you could also mine by doing this. So first things that you want to do on your keyboard, I want you to hit F3 and G. This is going to turn on chunk borders. From there, I want you to dig down to level 15. So level 15 on a chunk border. Now you can mine by doing, you know, just take a pickaxe and go straight. But I feel like it's a bit more faster and efficient to use TNT. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roughly place TNT every 4 blocks. Closer, shorter, further, it doesn't matter. Just as long as it's within 3 to 5 blocks of each other. This is going to make a very solid tunnel, right? So TNT, at this point on Hermitcraft, is very plentiful for me. So I can make a lot of it. Now, once we have our TNT finished, we can simply light it and start blowing up our tunnel. Now, if you don't have let's turn sound off. If you don't have the proper materials to make TNT, you can use beds too and do the same method. And what this is going to do is just allow you to clear a bigger space for finding ancient debris. Now, even if you do this perfectly, you still might not find any, but you're going to get lucky occasionally. So there's a piece. Now, Cub also did a very good video on this on his channel. You should check it out. He goes over the ways that he feels is most efficient to find this stuff. And he talks about how mining is better. And I agree, actually, because TNT can be pretty hard to find, or pretty hard to craft. But pickaxes are much easier. So in this situation, we found 2. And then I think there's a few back here as well, right? So like 2, 3. So there was like 4 pieces in that little spot there, maybe even more if we mine them out. And it's just, this I feel is like probably the easiest way to find it. So hopefully this will help you in your quest for getting ancient debris to make netherite. This next one, again, kind of obvious, but I want to talk about why you should always have a bucket of lava around, or even in your inventory. Buckets of lava are overpowered. They're kind of awesome, actually. So there's a lot that this can do apart from smelting. Don't get me wrong. The fact that it can smelt, you know, what is it, 100 items? That's ridiculous in the first place, because lava is very, you know, plentiful. We can get a lot of it. But the first and foremost thing is that you can make bridges with it, right? Maybe not the easiest thing in the world to do, but more uses is, first, forest fires. You can basically burn down anything with lava. Number 2, it kills mobs. And the list goes on, right? Build a portal with it, go to the Nether. I feel like in terms of utility in Minecraft, the lava bucket probably has the most utility, just because of its uses, right? Flows fast in the Nether. We can push mobs away in the Nether. Kill mobs for food, cooked food, things like that. The lava bucket is OP. Start using it. The next thing that I want to talk about is bastions. These are incredible structures in the Nether, and they're hard. They're very tough to get through. But if you can identify them as a specific type of bastion, there are 4, right? And the one that we are looking at as our example today is called Treasure. It's Treasure because it's got a huge inner room with treasure in it. And there's other ones too. The first thing I want to mention is that I'm going to link a video in the description that teaches you how to route these. Now, this is just going to help you kind of navigate through and make your life a little bit easier. Now, for the treasure bastion, the middle part is pretty straightforward. I actually prefer to kind of go down towards the bottom and then go into the center from there, right? So treasure bastion, these are the ones that have the magma spawners. Good loot in there, lots of gold, but there's more loot in here than just that, right? So if we come back up to the bridge and we go forward, we can start going upstairs. Now, I wouldn't recommend going this way because it's going to be sketchy. And remember, this is an example. There are much more detailed videos of, you know, how to locate and navigate these. So first and foremost, there are 2 rooms in this bastion that have loot chests. And there's other loot chests here, but you can come through and get the loot there. But there's even more loot here than the normal just chests. If you come up to the next floor, there are gold blocks in here. First thing you want to do is just start by removing the corners, right? Gold block there. And then you want to check the center. Now, because we know that there are 2 rooms here, we can go to the other side as well, which I believe is over here. So you can come down and do the same thing. And like I said, this is more of an example because like there are just tons of videos on this that are better than this. And I want you to learn. It's kind of the important part of this video. So bastion routing can be very, very helpful. You should watch the video, kind of learn them so you can identify. And if you can identify, then you're going to be good to get the loot out of here. And that's what's kind of most important. Once you've learned to route a bastion, life can be a little bit easier, but you still have to contend with a lot of mobs, right? So if I were to give you a recommendation for once you're navigating these things, make a spot where they can see you. Maybe you don't fall down, but just start littering boats everywhere. What this is going to do is just, for one, it's going to block mobs from spawning anymore, right? And then number two, it's going to collect any of the brutes that are nearby, and it's going to make your life just a lot easier, right? Because, well, let's be honest, all players are terrified of brutes. I don't care who you are or what you do, those guys hit hard. So if you can find any way to mitigate that, then you're good to go, right? So use boats or even lava for a good example, because it could push them off the edges if they don't take burn damage, things like that. So just think about good ways to misdirect the mobs in there using boats and lava. So last time I made this video, I had talked about saving chords by typing them into chat. Well, I've kind of thought about that method, and I actually think that there's probably a way to improve it. So let's say that I found this bastion and I want to save it because, well, it's a great bastion and I want to come back. So first hit F3, then we're going to hit T for chat, and we are going to copy our chords down. Our chords are now in chat. Let's get rid of F3. So it's like, okay, yeah, we got these great chords in chat. What do we do with them? Well, next we are going to name it, right? So Bastion. Now we're going to hit T to show chat, and we're going to hit F2 to take a screenshot. So now we have a way to remember where this Bastion is. But you know what? It's like we're in the middle of the game. We're like, man, where's that Bastion at? Well, a great way to find your coordinates, and you can even make a screenshot folder. Well, the screenshot folder is already there, obviously, but you can make a folder for just specific chords inside of the screenshot folder. So to get to that anyways, point being, you go to resource packs, open resource pack folder. That will take you to the screenshot. So you have a labeled permanent version, and you can make a separate folder for it. So I really feel like that's kind of the best idea in terms of non-mod waypoints in Minecraft. Like, there's obviously naming tools and things like that, but I feel like that's probably best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that some of the things that I have explained in the video will help you with your day-to-day gameplay in Minecraft. One thing I suggest is maybe favoring the video and come back and watching. You never know, when you might need something. Anyways, guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on. And I hope you guys all have a great day. This is iJevin. Peace out, everybody.